Hello. Yeah, be volunteer.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah. Who is speaking now?
I'm Chatura.
Chatura, just let me check your name here. How does your name go or included in the list? Chatura. Can you tell me your surname or your registration number here?
Veeratunga.
Veeratunga, CP Veeratunga.
Yeah.
So how do you like to call you during the class? Veeratunga?
Veeratunga is okay, sir. A lot of guys called me like Veeratunga.
Yeah, you like to call you as Veeratunga.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Veeratunga, please, introduce yourself. It's it's good if you can switch on your camera.
Already I switched on.
All right, 1 minute, because I don't see you. Maybe why is that? Maybe the appearance. Yes, Veeratunga. Yes, now I can see you. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm now I'm working in a print care. It's some kind of printing company, the private company, and I work in that as a factory engineer, engineer manager, and my basic is NDES and NIBM, and recently I live in a Habaragada, and I live with my family, my wife, and I have 3 children. And that's all. Anything to you know, sir?
Thank you so much. So maybe even others also can, if they want to know something more, feel free to ask. I would like to ask something just related to your company and the market information in the recent past. I think it's been print care, print care, I do not know how the company was performing actually, but in the market, what was the reason like?
It's not famous in Sri Lanka. It's multinational companies in UK and Myanmar and India also.
I see.
There is one owner, and the chairman is I think Merije Panandu is a chairman. And
is that the same person who has the Dilma?
Dilma, correct.
Okay, right.
And recently there is a managing director also. He's the one who one part absolutely ownership is going on with him, and Mr. Ravindran recently is in a COVID-19 pandemic chairman of the
that particular committee. Oh no.
That he's in a Lion Club in the world Lion Cup, I think. Recently he appointed that, and we are the most famous. That mean we won the platinum award in Sri Lanka in the printing association.
I see.
We are the one in Sri Lanka in the printing association and the printing industry. We know that a lot of people we know that they know us, and we export many kind of printing thing. And we recently locally we produce tobacco. You know that gold leaf and that cigar, that cartoon box, and anchored cartoon, and that lot of things, that tea tags and tea bags, cartoons, and the corrugated, and that books also, the government book also we produce in December, and that seasonal time, and a lot of things we do.
What was the main reason that quickly the market price of share picked up in the recent past? You mean to say because of these changes?
That because of that coin.
Right.
Yeah, that recently that market price is not going up in our printing industry, sir. That there is a very competitive industry, that printing. There is a lot of industries that
that's what I was also thinking. Like in the printing industry, there are other organizations as Elon printers and like. Really doing bad.
Very bad. That it can, and a lot of companies is there, no?
Yeah.
It can also there, and printers, common printers, a lot of printing industries there. So that price is price, but we have then we have to reduce our cost and wastage. That's why we can survive in the industry. Otherwise, we can't. It's very big challenge, because there's that cartoon producer per one cartoon is 2 or 3 rupees. So we can't increase that. We just increase in cents, 1 rupees and 1 cents, like that. So very difficult to survive.
Yeah, but you manufacture in large quantities.
Yeah, manufacturing large quantity. That means in one time we produce one tea tags in 2 million, 3 million, like that. In one machine, about 2-3 hours time. If we, I'm in engineering department, so I'm not very big familiar with our production. So as I know that one machine, if I stop one machine, it's cost 30,000 rupees per year, per hour.
Well, I see. So
yeah, it's very huge production is going on.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that's really useful for us, even in maybe in your group assignments or individual assignments, or even for discussion, so we can take the financial statements of print here.
Yeah.
Even you can think of doing a research based on do not know. So like that is a separate subject. You can think of it. Okay, thank you so much, Viratung.
Thank you.
The next one. Hello.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Who is this?
I'm Madhavi Aryasena.
Madhavi Aryasena. I think you like to call you Madhavi.
Yeah, but there's another Madhavi here, I think.
How do you like to call you? So there would be. Anyway, so if other also likes to call Madhavi, I can say Madhavi 1, 2, whatever. So how do you like to call you, Madhavi?
Yes.
Okay, Madhavi. Yeah, please.
I'm a graduate from University of Ruhuna. I specialized in accounting, and I used to work as an assistant lecturer at the same university. And my hometown is Badula, and currently I'm living with my family, and there's my father, mother, and my sister. Yeah, that's about me.
Okay, good, Madhavi. So your background is accounting. So are you still teaching there, or have you shifted somewhere?
No, sir. We had our first interview for the probationary interviews.
Right.
That was the first interview that was held via online, and we are waiting for the second interview to be held physically.
Right. So that means, so most likely, so interviews will be conducted that you have an interest of continuing your career with the university or the academic career. Okay, great. Nowadays, in a way, compared to other professions, compared to other privileges, benefits, and all these things, now university, academic career, university lecturer profession, in a way, it's not that attractive compared to other countries, but within Sri Lanka, now it has gained certain credentials, so that's good thing. Okay, Madhavi, next one.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. What's your name?
I'm Ilakshi Veerakadi.
Nilakshi.
Yeah.
Nilakshi or Ilakshi?
Ilakshi, I.
Okay, Ilakshi. Then I'll write down as you like to call you as Ilakshi.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm also graduate from University of Ruhuna, and currently I work as accounts executive in Melstaco PLC. And I'm a student of Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka, and I live in Ganemulla.
Right.
That's all about me.
Right. So you are a member of CA Sri Lanka?
No, sir. Student.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. Right. You also from Ruhuna, and I also could not ask from Madhavi. Do you know Professor Dayananda Ambalangodage? Actually, he's not there no more in Ruhuna. He's from University of Ruhuna now. He works with me in the same department. Actually, he's the other co-lecturer in this program.
Actually, I don't know. So previously, I don't know.
Okay. Can you just explain a little bit about your company, Melstaco? Like nowadays, even investors talk about this company a bit.
Yeah, so it's a diversified conglomerate, and I'm also working shared finance division. We have companies in many sectors like hospitality, telecommunications, especially food and beverage. That's all. DCSL also one of our subsidiary.
Which one? DCSL.
DCSL.
Okay, DCSL. Okay,
that's all about actually.
Okay. Okay, even we can like since being like a public company, we can easily access to the financial statements. We can take those financial statements for our discussion.
Okay.
Okay. Next. Next one. If I just go through the list, is Disanayaka there?
Hello. Yes, sir. Yeah, I am Shirley Disanayaka.
Shirley.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then you like to call you Shirley. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Please, introduce yourself.
Yes, I am Shirley Disanayaka. I graduated from University of Sri Jawaharlal Commerce Department. This case, I am operating my own business. It's BPO, accounting, financial, and HRM marketing outsourcing firm.
Can you switch on your camera for a while, like just to show your face to everyone? Okay.
Yes, so this case, I am planning and applying this strategy for my business because this is very helpful to my business, especially small and medium business owners, because my concept is simply and accuracy financial management reports for small and medium business owners. So taking supporting various colleges and other professionals, I operate in my business.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we can share your experience, especially in the BPO industry. Right. Thank you so much. The next, according to the list, Arya Dasa.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Can you just switch on your camera and introduce yourself? Yeah. How do you like to call you?
I'm Deshika Aryadasa.
Sorry, I didn't get.
I'm Deshika Aryadasa.
Deshika.
Deshika.
Deshika. Okay, Deshika. Right now, Deshika. Please.
I'm undergraduate at University of Canada. Currently, I'm working at Chechkanet Private Limited, which is subsidiary of Hydramani Group, as an executive finance. And apart from that, I'm following strategic level at CMA.
CMA or CIMA?
CMA. Sir.
Right. CMA strategic level, is that the final level?
Final level.
Right. Then you have case study there.
Yes, after these 4 subjects, I have case study.
I used to conducting seminars for case studies for CMA. Okay, sometime you may see me.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. What's your background like? Yeah, you from the California? What did you study?
California BCom.
Okay, BCom. Right. Next one. Vijay Kon. Is Vijay Kon there? Absent. This Oisa?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
I am Madhavi Desoisa.
Can you speak a little bit louder?
Yes. Can you hear now, sir?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Madhavi Desoisa. I am that
Madhavi.
Madhavi.
Huh?
Yeah, Madhavi.
Same like Madhavi?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you like to call you? Madhavi.
Okay.
Then how I'm going to solve this problem? Okay, I will write down Madhavi anyway. So somewhere during the process, so you can invent new nickname for you guys. Okay, Madhavi. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. I graduated from University of Vijayawardhanapura. I did finance special degree. And now I partly qualified chartered as well, and I'm now working as a teacher.
Okay, so yeah, that's good. Where do you work at?
In Telford International School, Gaul.
Right. Yeah, so the teaching profession is good, like where you engage and interact with others.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So how does your education, like undergraduate education, help in the teaching career?
I'm teaching accounting for O-level and Edexcel and
O-level?
no,
O-level or A-level?
Edexcel, O-level and national A-level students in English medium.
Okay, Madhavi, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Next, Suvedika. Is she there? Absent? Talangal.
Yes, sir. I'm.
Yeah, please. Yeah, can you switch on your camera? Yeah.
I'm Thirin Kalangal.
Yeah, how do you like to call you?
Yes, sir, Thirin.
Tilini. Okay. All right.
I'm Thirin Kalangal, graduated from University of Vijayawardhanapura under the Department of Finance. And currently I'm working as a finance executive in Cargill's Bank. And I have 2 elder sisters. And from Gampaha. That's all about me.
Okay, good. I would like to ask a question.
Okay.
Right? For the benefit of everyone, huh? Not only for me. So can you tell us the secret of how bankers earn lots of profits even during troublesome periods, whereas others are struggling? What's the secret? From where do the bankers steal?
Actually, the bankers are doing obtaining funds and give them to the needed ones. But with the pandemic, not most of the profits, but however, people obtain loans in the pandemic also. So I hope that's the reason.
Could could be, I do not know what's the profitability of Cargill's bank, but when we take public banks, People's Bank, Bank of Ceylon, and other big private banks, profitability in 2020 has gone up significantly. And I did a small analysis where what I found was in 2019, when a bank earns average interest income of 100 rupees. So basically banks, the both income and expense is the interest, right? So when the bank earns this relates to Bank of Ceylon, I suppose, yes, 100 rupees as interest, its interest cost was 70 rupees, somewhere 70 in 2019. But in 2020, when the bank earns the same 100 rupees as interest, its cost was just 50 rupees. So now you can see the secret. So they are not paying enough to depositors. So just that's the secret. Like we then, as far as other expenses are there, you don't have non-performing loans and so many things are there. So you cover up all those things by paying very little, because government has kept the interest rates very low, standing deposits rates around 4.5%. Recently it was increased. But in a way, so that's the reality. But these things should be in a way discussed. I would like to throw the questions, even you might just react differently, but it is a worthy topic to talk about the roles of bankers in economy, financing. What is the role? Basically, we understand that it has to support the course of production of goods and services. It should be supportive, an auxiliary task. If that's the case, banks, the fundamental question arises, should bank earns too much profits over the, compared to manufacturing organization, or at the expense of other entities operating in an economy from a holistic point of view? If you think from the individual point of view, from your own bank, yes, you may claim that, yes, in my bank, my bank should earn profits because I want to perform better than the others. But if you take it from the holistic economic point of view, there's a big question. Then if bankers earn too much profit at the expense of other sectors, so that economy would be a perilous situation for sure. And again, in the future, even you can think of doing research, the roles of banks should be questioned. Should it be really limited to dealing with lending and borrowing, or should it go or expand somewhere beyond these traditional territories? We are coming with investment banking now, like any other. There are lots of areas, right, in the banking. So this is a debate around the world, and in the future there would be a possibility of introduction of digital currencies. I'm not simply referring to the cryptocurrencies, but what's the real use of having fiat currencies, carrying a lorry load of money with you? Now, see, we live in a technology-driven world. So I think maybe sooner or later, people would opt to, it depends, the society, your politics, and so many things, education. But my opinion is we need to move towards digital currencies where the central bank can easily handle everything. Central bank can have an account of every citizen in this country. All our payments and receipts can be handled through that account, through digital currencies. Whereas, so lots of private banks, commercial banks will have to, if that's the case, do away with the traditional banking, but you have to change your scope. That's what. Then you can create more value to the economy rather than just providing non-value-adding services. Anyway, so that's debatable. Think of it. Maybe that would be good for your research.
Thank you.
Okay, Tilini. Next one, Senadira.
Yes, hi. My full name is Viren Senadira.
Viren.
Viren, yes.
So do you like to call you as Viren?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Or can you switch on your camera, please?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, please go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. So I am associate member of the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, as well as
That is
the
CMA.
Chartered
CMA.
SEMA, yeah.
CMA or CMA?
SEMA.
Ah, okay, okay.
And I'm also an associate member of the Chartered Public Accountants Australia as well.
All right.
And I hold a bachelor's in economics and finance from the University of London.
Okay.
And I work as a delivery manager in investment research at Equity Knowledge Partners,
right.
Which is previously Moody's Analytics.
Yeah, previously that was on the Moody's, right?
Yes.
Research. So
yeah.
What's this like? What does it really do, like in terms of research? Equity. I heard that equity is doing pretty good research work.
Yes. So basically, I am into buy-side investment research. So basically, I work with most of the foreign unit trusts, unit hedge funds, mutual funds. I mean, basically all of them are foreign clients, and basically we give them, help support them in investment research, do financial modeling, do research reports, etc., stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. So your exposure would be certainly help for you to understand the subject well. Right. Viren, thank you very much. I think two are absent. One is Swedika and the other one is Vijayakorn. Are they there? Right. It seems like they are not there. Okay, then again I remind you, please feel free to ask questions and comments and make the class active and interactive. Let me share the presentation. Do you see the presentation file now? Do you see my slideshow?
Yes, sir.
Right. Today, of course, the introduction. Then I do not intend to discuss much anyhow. I have to actually today, due to unavoidable circumstance, I happen to switch the class to 3 o'clock, but I will not be able to have the full session today. Maybe around 5 something, I'll stop. From next week onwards, we will be having the lecture as scheduled, that is at 8:30. Okay. And basically, in addition to me, there is another resource person, Professor Diana Ambalangodege, who graduated from Brunei University, and now he also works with me at the same department, the Department of Accounting, the same university. Okay. Aim of the course. So quickly, if I go through our tool, like a subject matter is the financial statements. Therefore, we are like going to interpret them through information processing process. Second one is to discuss the comprehensive approach to valuation. So valuation here is the company valuation, business valuation, credit valuation. So the abilities of an organization, firm, are valued. To build analysis from basic principles. So our analysis links to fundamentals and basic principles. Then integrate fundamental analysis with financial statements. So there are basic fundamentals in carrying out business operations. We know that how best a business should be carried out, how best we should pay attention on certain dimension to create value. So how these things are reflected in financial statements, can we find them? So that's what we are going to discuss in this course. In other words, what do financial statements really show you? To stress the importance of technological developments in the analysis of financial statements. Like you know that like we are not going to really step on to technological analysis or to use technology for analysis purposes, but we discuss about its importance. To integrate financial statements with corporate finance. So another area is finance. How both interface corporate finance and financial statements, and what information is generated and how investors should make use of such information. To explore accounting as a system of measuring value added. When like some of you guys have already learned accounting, some have mastered it, some maybe as one or two courses you have learned. To great extent in our basic accounting learning, accounting deals with number crunching, dealing with calculation, so some interpretation, to great extent calculation. So dealing with numbers. Here, of course, numbers are there. We try to go beyond numbers by giving additional interpretation and the power of numbers in creating value. So therefore, these numbers are utilized, accounting numbers are utilized to show how best value is entailed or value is connected to the accounting process and the financial statements. The expose good and bad accounting from a valuation perspective. You know that like any other tool, accounting also can be used as a double-edged sword for good purposes, bad purposes. Some professionals use it for bad purposes. So that's one of the biggest problems. The society is there, like the present society where we live in. If you try to make use this knowledge or accounting to maximize your own utility, then that of course end up with bad causes. If you look at the cases or information about big scale scandals, mainly corporate scandals and frauds, who are behind these things, who have really facilitated these things? Professionals. So it's a big issue. I would like to say like one more thing, always be in touch with what's happening, at least in Sri Lankan context. You are supposed to read the financial press to be in touch. I would like to link one of actual incident that took place. I had the opportunity to sit on a kind of evaluation board, that is a procurement evaluation board established by Sri Lanka Cricket couple of, more than that, maybe 3-4 years ago. They wanted to give the terrestrial rights for TV companies and broadcasting companies on these cricket matches. On that, there's several gentlemen were there, some professionals were there, even one by that time, maybe the CFO, chartered accountant. There's what happened, like that was all right. So we conducted it in the proper way. Within 1 month period time, I heard the news. I saw a news, the newspapers, saying that one of those members, as I remember, he was the accountant, had been taken into custody, so has been arrested on the charges that he had been attempting to defraud some dollars, millions of dollars, to an unknown account. So do not know whether he is a part to that, but later on he was really given bailout. Do not know what is the end outcome of the case. Case may be going on, but I would like to tell you, of course, there should be someone, do not know whether the accountant, but some professional must have been there in that particular game. What they had really done was, they had given the terrestrial rights to a company, maybe Sony by that time, for, I can't remember exact amount, say $20 million. Agreement was that 50% of this money should be transferred to you once the agreement was signed. Then they signed the agreement, the 50% took, that $10 million was taken. The balance 50% should be given after some date, maybe when the matches are going on, or some dates must have been specified. What has happened was, by that time, before that the second date comes, one email has gone from the accountant's terminal computer to the Sony corporation, asking them to transfer the same amount to another account, saying that due to some other reason they really deleted that particular account, so they are not going to use that particular account. They have closed it down already. They have opened a new account in Sri Lankan cricket, and according to the names given, particulars, email, address, and all those things, so it appeared to be same. But new account has been given, but that new account was not open in Sri Lanka. That has been open in Hong Kong. So Sony had not any objection, because this would be practical situation. They kept this thing in point, but due to some other reason, one of the representative came to Sri Lanka before that payment date, maybe for any other official matters. So during his visit, he has contacted the CEO of Sri Lanka Cricket, and she has reminded, okay, we got your email. Don't worry. Once I just go back, or maybe within the due date, we will transfer the money to your new account. Then CEO really had been shocked. He has said, no, we have not opened such an account. Then she has just revealed all the facts. These were the things. So all the communications have been shown. Then CEO has said that no, there should be something wrong. And then he complained to FCDI. By that time, now we do not have FCDI. They did a kind of initial investigation and realized that the email had been generated from the accountant's computer terminal. He was arrested. So this is how. So what I'm telling you, so just explain you in a lengthy way. Here in this world where there is fraud or swindling of funds, and which it is difficult to be detected, that means professionals are there. But we are not supposed to be like that. That is one of the biggest challenge we face. Specifically, these are the things that you learn throughout the course. Estimate intrinsic values of businesses. We will be discussing later what they are, what that is. To explain what determines firm's value, concept of value. Develop strategies and plans through financial analysis, that is numbers, values given in terms of money. To use financial statements in determining firm's value. So sometimes you may question like, can we do this? Yes, there are potentials. We'll see how. Financial statements. To use ratios to support analysis. So to some extent, ratios, sometimes when we learn financial statement analysis, we may think that ratio analysis is the only way, only tool. No, it's not. Ratios can be used up to some extent. It also has a role. We will discuss that. Then to analyze the growth of firms. Actually, this part is very important in the value creation process. Apart from other aspects, other elements, growth of a firm really matters. So if you can maintain such growth momentum, so that means so you can create value in an exponential manner. Growth really matters. Right? So one of the biggest problems Sri Lankan economy faces is like a downturn in the growth. It is really sluggish and stagnating. In some cases, productivity is going down, growth is so negative. But on and off, you may see some fluctuations, some volatilities. So just number manipulations and deceptions can be seen. Could be, I was just praised to hear. So last quarter GDP growth, quarter growth was 12 point something. If it is like maybe because the quarter before that did not perform very well, therefore even if you do a small change, your growth would be high. We'll see if you can bounce back. Or in general, that would be good, but how the economy is being managed is heavily criticized as of now. Growth aspect. Then to assess the relevance of cash flow and the accrual accounting. So those who have learned accounting, if someone has any doubt, please tell me. There is a technique that is a base, accrual based accounting is used. Our financial statements of companies or any entity are prepared on accrual basis. Accrual basis simply takes into account all relevant information or transaction and events which occurred during the given time period, irrespective of the fact that whether they were incurred or received in cash. Just to have full information, comparable information. Therefore, accrual accounting is good, but it has its own weakness that leaves room for manipulation if you are smart enough. That's why in our analysis, we do not simply analyze the accrual basis information, but we rather connect them with cash flow information as well. To calculate and interpret a particular ratio called price earning ratio, we'll come to that one later. That would be really, really useful if you think of investment in corporate world. To calculate and interpret the price to book value ratio, another ratio, which is really useful for capital investment. And to forecast numbers, in other words, for business valuation, forecast financial statements of an entity for future periods. Based on that, we have to carry out a valuation. To assess the quality of accounting, so all those points up to the last point were on the assumption that our accounting process is pretty much good and the accounting process generates quality information. Qualitative characteristics of information are protected, but we know that accounting practice may not be able to do this thing. There are so many areas where the quality of information can be impaired. We need to check these as well. You can recall to the incident that must have been referred in many subjects. That is the famous Enron case, the Walmart case, right? The Enron collapse, where the corporate governance was heavily criticized and questioned. Why all these influential parties, namely auditors, external auditors, managers, directors, got together and really withered the funds and defrauded millions of dollars. Then only after that, there was a huge discussion, especially in the States. As a result, special committee was appointed, headed by Sarbanes-Oxley, and new act was introduced by highlighting the importance of corporate governance. And as of now, this is what we did last time, semester, like how are you assessed? Because we need to evaluate you. In semester examination as of now, 60%, this is a ceiling. Actually, I prefer to reduce it further if possible. As of now, I can't. This is the maximum, 60%. There will be a quiz that carries 10 marks, 10%. Individual assignment, last time there were 2 individual assignments. but this time I reduce it to only one assignment. A group assignment, 20 marks, altogether 100. Individual assignment would be, so now, if you have any concern, please let me know, because you have to start the individual assignment halfway through the course teaching. You have to analyze corporate information based on financial statements of a selected company. It's like if you have access to information, you can take a private company as well or any other institution, no problem. Why I just mentioned a PLC, it is easy for you guys to download the annual reports and some other information. But if you wish to take another entity, you are free, you can do. Industry, otherwise you can do particular industry analysis. If someone wants, I can tell you where I also have been instrumental to develop that policy in IO. One of the areas, the key areas that we have identified, if you really want, like in the development process where we can earn lots of money, dollars, there are several areas. One of the area is this naval industry, maritime industry, mainly due to our competencies, due to locations, experience and all those things. There is a huge potential according to our understanding. Then we can study like fisheries industry, technology, and even global supply chains. Likewise, there would be lots of areas. Then you can talk about a particular industry as such, or a given market, entire stock market or money market, or you can talk about another market. Or otherwise, you can take financial statements of a public company and analyze and interpret them in general, like profitability or whatever. So you can analyze. Or you can take up, if you like, any specific area and do a comprehensive analysis. For example, a business analysis. So that would be easy for the one who works to equity research. So you can do a business analysis. Take a company and do a business analysis, 1 or 2 or whatever. So it's up to you. And another individual assignment, another area, if you like, I request you guys to not to have any repetition. If someone, you better communicate. If maybe tomorrow, next week, you better tell me which topic or what's the scope of your individual assignment. Group assignment we can discuss maybe after a couple of weeks. Understandability of information. That is, you can take a selected number of financial statements published by companies, analyze the degree of understandability of the information revealed as a layman. Even you can interpret by yourself, you can produce it to someone else and get his or her comments and do an analysis. It's not a research, just analysis. Why I'm interested in this thing, to great extent, even though corporates are required to report their performance, lots of jargon, terminology is there. These jargons really confuse the reader. Then you don't understand, right? So on one hand, they produce the information in such a manner that the readers can't use it. There's no. Another interesting area is the related party transactions. So it's a very critical area. Companies engage in related party transactions and do lots of things, lots of good or bad things compared to good things. So one can take, if you wish. Accounting for financial instrument. If you are good at derivatives, financial instruments, and the implications of all those things when an entity deals with financial instruments, you can discuss about accounting for financial instruments of a company. Then the disclosures on financial instruments. So maybe you can have 2 different studies or you can combine. Since we have 10 candidates, or the class, 10 participants, I think you can, we have plenty of topics. Then the quality of information disclosed in notes. Another area is the notes to the accounts. You guys know that. In addition to the income statement, balance sheet, cash flows, additional notes are there. What's the level of quality, degree of quality of the information revealed in these notes? The valuation of inventories and property, plant and equipment. So another area. And accounting quality, then you can question the process of accounting in generating numbers, what we call accounting quality testing. Then the group versus company, you know that unlike in the past, nowadays limited liability companies very much fond of expanding the number of companies within its own umbrella. So then subsidiaries are there, parent companies there. So you can do a comparison between the group performance versus the rest of group performance versus one company. That company should be the parent company, parent and group, something like. Then there's another area, share issuance, debt issuance, financial arrangements, maybe borrowing, debenture issuance. So nowadays, this is pretty much all those things, shares, debts, and financial arrangements are pretty much popular in the capital market. Maybe by end of this year, there would be several new listing if government is capable enough to bring down some money, though that is like challenge from a money laundering perspective through this enactment of new Finance Act. So if you just forget about the fact whether it leads to money laundering or not, if the government would be able to bring some money, and if you can persuade investors to think differently, sometime new listing also may happen. Then another area is the profitability analysis, and there is another concept called free cash flow analysis. So this one is employee share ownership scheme or program, share repurchases. They are also very common. Last week you observed some share repurchases took place, right? Did you notice which company repurchased its own shares? Yeah. Any idea? Feel free to talk. Last week, even week before last, one day, one company repurchased its own shares. It's actually the parent company purchased. It's Nestle. Nestle PLC repurchased some of the shares from the market. Do not know the objective, but we'll see. Maybe linked to foreign exchange issue or any other things. I do not know. And these are the areas. Apart from that, there is another area I forgot, like even ownership structure. Ownership structure can be analyzed. Do you have any questions? So that's all about the individual assignment. You have to make a presentation, need not to prepare any reports, just presentation. Yes, please. Any question? Right. Group, actually, it should be the group assignment, not the presentation. Presentation is part of your assignment. Since we have altogether 10. I have decided to allow maximum of 3 in a group. Then there would be 3 groups. Maybe one can have 4, something like that. Only privilege is given to 1 group. 2 3-member groups and 1 with a 4-member group. Each group has to select a particular company. So better to go for a, not better, it should be, otherwise you can't access to data listed on Colombo Stock Exchange. You have to select, you decide. Analyze, that is, analysis should be based on financial statement for last 5 years. Guideline for writing the report. So what you have to do in this group assignment, based on the elements that we are discussing in the class, you have to carry out the analysis and present the outcome of your analysis in the class. That is the presentation, group presentation. Everyone has to present, or actually everyone has to contribute. If you decide, I would like to give you the freedom. If you want, okay, one person to present, you can, but I will check your contribution, the contribution of everyone. I don't want to leave room for free riding. Next one, in addition to the presentation, at the time of presentation, you would be given some comments. Based on the comments, you can revise your report. For the group assignment, I need a report as well. Presentation and a report, but not lengthy one. You can decide the structure, length, and everything, but necessarily include these few areas. Includes. That means you can have some more. Executive summary, an introduction, analysis, and discussion, and conclusion. Cover the following areas in the group presentation. Industry in which the economy operates, like you need to talk about the industry analysis. You need to talk about the environment and how the environment influences the business, and analysis of operations, and the accounting analysis, cash flow, profitability, liquidity and solvency, credit analysis, risk analysis, and equity analysis and valuation. So that's right. You can ask any questions before starting today's session. I just brief you some structures. Are there any questions? Please feel free. Yes? I'm afraid whether you hear me or not. Hello? Are you with me?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah. So do you have any questions?
Can you explain again that the individual assignment briefly a little bit?
Yeah, individual assignment is a presentation, simple presentation. In general, you can take a company and talk about all the aspects. It's just do an analysis about the company's profitability or anything, mainly financial information, its efficiency, whatever. So, I mean, simply speaking, it's an individual presentation. You can do the presentation either on general analysis of financial statements of a company, or an industry or a market. That is the entire capital market. You can do an analysis and present. That's it. Second one is, if you wish, you can take financial statements of a selected company and pay attention only on the financial statement analysis. What we are going to discuss in the class, like based on the learning objectives. Or you can, like, if you are going to analyze the financial statements of a company, just take like 1 year statement and do a careful analysis and tell us the value of this particular company from valuation perspective. Alternatively, I just gave you a long list why those are the critical elements of an entity. So if you wish, you can select one of those areas and select a company and do your exercise only pertaining to that area. For example, if you want to do the individual assignment on related party transaction, then you are analyzing related party transactions of that particular company over the last 5 years, something like that. Is that clear? But please, you have to tell me by next week, what are you going to do in your individual assignment? I need to maintain a track record of that.
Excuse me, sir. Then when will be the due date for the presentation?
I will show you now. A minute. That is there in the course outline. I think this was sent to you in your course outline. Yeah, individual presentation will start from 17th October. Since we have 10, there should be 2 presentations in a day. Maybe the first half of the lecture would be presentation from 17th October onwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I have reserved 6 days, but we better start from 16th in case if we will not be able to, right? So you arrange your order of presentation. I do not want to command you, okay, you do this then, and like you tell me who and who are going to present on 17, 24, 30. Maybe next week you can tell me, not today, okay? I think earlier the better, then you can get it from your burden. Sometimes so there is a reluctance from students to take time and push it a little bit backward. Like. Anyway. Then there is a quiz. I told you that carries 10 marks. That would be held on 28th November, unless unexpected things happens and we could not conduct classes. Your final examination date is not mentioned. These are about only teaching learning process. On 12th December, that is the last date, you will have to present your group assignments. There will be only 3. I will give half an hour and another 10 to 20 minutes for discussion. With some summarization. Clear? Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Right. Then we can. Sorry. Were you seeing my course outline or not? You are seeing the presentation only, right?
No, sir, we couldn't see.
Yeah, that's what I was under the impression that it has not been shared. Now, do you see?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so course outline tells you the nature and structure of your presentation. Sorry, and the dates mainly. Same information is there. You better take a printout of this course outline. I think it has been already sent to you. So these are the dates. Individual presentation starts on 17th October, and we can finish it by 7th November. Then, 14th November. Quiz will be on 28th November, and your final group presentation will be on 12th December. Yes, yeah, the screen is much better. Now, do you see the screen? Okay, just we'll have a 5 minutes break to talk about, just to start the subject. So you better have maybe a cup of tea or any other thing, just refreshed, just 5 minutes. Okay, and remind me to resume the recording. I just paused it. We'll start the session in 5 minutes.